to be found, but the word of God in you long. You've learned how to yet love. You've learned how to yet love. Have you ever been hurt by someone that you love the most? They took advantage of your kindness, but on their name you did boast. But through it all, you still found love. There's no place.
Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you back to WEHA and the Community Engagement Hour featuring myself, Tony Davenport, and my brother, Steve Young. This week we have a special guest named Mickey Gerald, who is like my older brother, and so glad to have him here. I have a couple of announcements, but I'm going to let Mr. Young go first.
Welcome, everybody. It's Brother Steve Young. Welcome to Community Engagement. You can see us live at www.wehavethegospel.com, and you can call and get into community engagement with us at 609-641-8870. First, we're going to start off with a moment of silence.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a lot going on.
Yes, it has.
Atlantic City and Pleasantville.
Yes, it. Oh, I got some things to say too. First of all, I want to throw out this. I think I talked to you guys about the expungement program that was started at Mount Zion. And our next event is going to be May the 8th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we do great work there. I'm so proud of that program. If you have any questions, you can easily call me at 609-553-7691 or go on my Facebook page, and there's a poster of the program, what it's going to have, and some of the other benefits that's going to be there with this program this year.
All right. And we're going to invite everybody out this evening. There's an event we want to invite everybody. It's talking about reparations. So those who don't know what that is, that's getting back what they took from you, what they stole from you. And that's throughout America and throughout history, over 407 years of mental slavery as well as everything else. So we need to talk about how we get that back and how it could be fair.
Yes.
Fairly shared,
yes.
Being treated fairly.
Yes.
So there's
after all
meeting,
these years.
Yes. So there's a meeting tonight, and that's going to be at St. James Church off New York Avenue, and asking everybody to come out so you can voice your opinion on it.
Yes. Yes.
So that's very important.
It's an amazing subject, man, because you look at everybody else throughout the times have been given reparations and put in a better place, but the black community. So that's something that we need to definitely stay on top of.
Yeah, and some things has been going on, in Atlantic City as well as Pleasantville. I'm just going to go right quick through them. There was a Atlantic City Housing Authority meeting today, and it was very interesting because they got rid of the executive director. He's no longer there.
Got it.
They want to be diplomatically correct. They say he resigned, as well as some other employees that's actually, mistreated the residents. As everyone know, not only Standing Home Village was having a problem, but the entire housing authority. And we lobbied to have HUD come here and take over the housing authority. Now, we are one of many, a few, in the country that's been taken over by the housing authority. But we're going to hold them accountable. And I say we, I'm talking about the residents.
Yes.
I'm a resident advisor. That means I advise the residents, something I've been doing all my life. And we're going to continue to do that. What happened, we want to thank Congressman Van Drew, because what happened is he helped bring, $13 million here. And also he was part of the process to have her take over by exposing what was going on, not being transparent, where the money going, where has it been going, and we're going to keep everything in check under HUD too.
Well, that's amazing because you could still be a Trump supporter and do good things, huh?
Nah, you support what's good. You support what's good, brother. Black, white, Italian, you know what I mean? If it's good for the people.
I had to throw that one out there.
And that's what people was thinking, so I'm glad you threw that out there. Well, if it's good for the people, and and the struggle going to continue.
Yes.
We're going to have to deal with anybody that's going to help us get out of these chains.
What you say is just starting.
Yeah. So we wanted to bring that up. The Stanley Homes Village residents is having a spring clean. That's going to be this Sunday, and it starts at 10 o'clock. And there's more information I'll tell towards the end, so you can get involved.
Yes.
And one thing we was telling the housing with HUD today was, look, you need to get involved first.
Yes.
You know? And because I'm a resident advisor, I'm still holding them to the fire.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And there's been a lot of things going on Altman Terrace. Don't you know they have to move several residents out the building? They're going to move them out from 3 to 4 days, but they're just taking their mattress, and moving them to inlet towers to a couple of days to a vacant unit until they could come back and fix the problem. It's a major problem that's been going on for years with piping and everything, and this throughout, the authority.
Yes. And a lot of those buildings are old, so they need that kind of.
But this is the thing that the board knew for years.
Yes.
And did nothing
Never
to
addressed
fix it. So, we talked to the residents, look, we're going through this trauma right now, but it's to make it better. As well as the elevator's been down for a couple of days at Shore Park High Rise, which you have a lot of people in wheelchairs and everything. And thanks to the security there and the maintenance there, they were helping people going up and down the steps. And, that's a very serious situation. So I basically recommended today that they have some type of emergency situation or emergency plan with some type of health care provider or some type of ambulance company assist them when them elevators are down.
You know what's crazy is that back in the day they built those places with one elevator, which was not a good idea. You should always have two. You know what I mean? In case one goes, you got to have a backup plan, especially when you got older folks in the building and things of that nature.
And I just want to thank also they're coming up with a program for youth, foster youth. Now this is a national program, and Atlantic City would be like a model because it haven't happened anywhere. Where actually some youth that's going out of foster care, they have opportunity to have almost like a Section 8, and they can go somewhere now, and they can get a place until they get on their feet.
Yes,
and that's something we've been fighting for a long time.
That's a blessing. I never thought about that.
As well as home ownership, for Section 8 residents, and the present. Administration, they said, well, we don't have no home ownership program. How can you take away a self-sufficient program? Yeah. Because residents can get off their feet. That means you want them to be enslaved to you.
Hey.
But we're working on it.
That circle. They want to keep you in there.
Yeah. So those are some of the things that is going on. And the water department, there's some major things going on in that water department. I'm not going to say it right now because I'm meeting with people. I'm getting the facts. And when we lay it out, you know what I mean, that water department going to be, they need to be doing something, or somebody need to get out the way.
Yes.
So those are just some of the things. Venice Park, we know we had the fire with my grandchildren. They still out of their home. The manager of the unit still taking them to court trying to evict them, and they lost everything. And he's trying to evict them in court. And they've been postponed like 3 times. For what? Yeah, exactly. Also, we had a homicide yesterday, last night, in Venice Park. Wow. Yeah, this from my understanding, this young lady was shot and killed. So that's a homicide in Atlantic City, in Venice Park area. And the day before that, a car ran right into the bay. On Arkansas Avenue, used to be a bridge there. Haven't been a bridge in over 40 years. So I don't know what the guy was thinking. He ran right through and ran right into the bay, and the car went boom.
That's
straight down in the water. No, that's Osceola over the second bridge. Where the second bridge is in the lagoon. Yes. Where the bridge is. There was another bridge.
So it's Arkansas continues back there.
That was the first bridge.
Know that.
Right.
Yes.
So I guess he thought the street was still there. So
that bridge been gone.
He must have been out of town for a while.
To applaud the police department.
Give him that.
The police department had to actually get a crane to get the car.
Get him out.
Get the car, because he got out of there quick. But that's something that happened. Yeah. So those are a few things that have been going on.
Well, I just want to say today I get a call from my wife from North Main Street School. And I could tell she's in a panic. And she's like, Tony, somebody just tried to abduct a kid right out from in front of the school.
Wow.
Now, this is an issue that really bothers me because when I was on city council, one of my major things that I tried to get the city and the school board to understand is that in order to protect our children, we need to have cameras on the entrances and the exits, you know, the streets itself, so that you can see who's coming and going from every school. At least we know our schools have an eye on them. That way can't nobody come in and do anything like that to our children. And, you know, by, you know, God's blessing that they end up catching the guy, Hispanic guy. They caught him somewhere, you know, so that's a blessing. But these are the type of things that we need to take into, you know, consideration before it happens.
Right.
And when someone gives you that information, you don't use it, you know, these are the things that happen. Right. So now, you know, like, I'm listening to my wife, she's in a panic. You hear people in the background, you know, somebody trying to steal the child.
Preventive measures should have already been in place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, and, you know, that little bit of money that they would spend on cameras, you know, look how long that would last. They're up there. You don't have to worry about them. You know, you don't have to feed them or give them health care or anything. They're protecting our children in our community.
Exactly.
You know, so those are the type of things that are going on. But listen, we want to turn this thing over to you two. Let's start this conversation. My brother Mickey here. Brother has been part of my family. I've been part of his family for years. Me and his cousin grew up together from 3rd grade, man. They used to call us the number 10 because I was skinny as heck, and, you know, he was big and, you know, protected me when I was young and frail, but, you know, I was able to grow up and protect myself.
Right.
But that was my man. His name was Joe, and he ended up passing away during COVID. His brother, Keith, was, you know, like a little brother to me. That was a big brother. He was like, what, 6'3", 6'4"?
6'1".
Yeah, big.
He big dude.
Big, man.
Bigger than me.
Yeah, Keith was big, man. But you know Keith, right?
J. Mill.
J. Mill?
I know of him.
Yeah, so, you know, he ended up passing away from cancer. Go ahead. Somebody's phone's ringing? Your phone, you got to take it off. It's bouncing on the thing.
Well, welcome, brother. You know.
Yes. You good?
Yeah, it's not ringing.
It's not? What's that? All right, well, it's good now.
Oh, somebody just
go ahead, man. You take
just that you know, just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, where you're going, and your experience of being in that institution, that university of knowledge, with all you good brothers in.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Tony for inviting me, and it's a pleasure meeting you because we have mutual friends.
Yes.
Growing up in Pleasantville was a delight. You know, we had a lot of things going on. Neighborhoods protected each other. It's back in the day, we can have our doors open all night.
Yes.
There wasn't no crime, none of that. Yes. Everybody looked out for each other. And the best part about Pleasantville High was not only getting an education there, but
pull the mic closer to you.
Not only getting an education there, but getting to be one of the star athletes. And that opened a lot of doors for me. Got to go to college for free. And, you know, as a freshman in high school, the coach seen me play one freshman game, and he took me straight to varsity, and I stayed on varsity. And then I repeated that when I went to college as a freshman. I was one of the first freshmen to go in the varsity backfield in college. But I have nothing but cherished memories about Pleasantville High, and the only thing that I don't understand or like is the fact that they tore the school down. I don't think that should have ever happened because that was a landmark, and it meant a lot to people, and it was over 100 years old. So they should have never tore that down.
And the position of it was something that you can replace, you know. It was right there on the bay, overlooking the water, overlooking Atlantic City. And, you know, for them to tear it down and then sell it off for $250,000 was like slap in my face, in your face, you know.
More than a slap.
Exactly. You know, especially somebody who grew up here and went to that school. And you got some people that were capable of putting up $250,000 for that big piece of property. You know what I mean? And to watch somebody
but the interesting thing about
given to them and then make over $2 million off the profit of selling it, you know, you have to wonder what was behind that whole process.
But you know what I really like, though? The fact that you wasn't there yet. The freshman year, we started off with race riots.
Yes.
And one day on my way home, during those race riots, a bunch of white boys pulled up.
That's how it was back then. You know what's funny is you're saying that, and I see the emotions on you, but I can remember being in elementary school, and we get a call, everybody go home, and that was Bruce and them were in there, Bruce, Karras, and we remember Charlie Blue Eyes, all of these brothers that were our older brothers that we grew up with, and that was back in the early 70s, like 70, 60, 69, 70. My brother graduated in 72, so I graduated 79.
I got down to the high school in 73, but
70,
the white guys that pulled up on me, they pulled a gun, and I thought I was God. Police pulled up right behind them, arrested all of them.
Yeah.
Mom said for me to stay home. So the next day I went, they still fighting right across the street. All the football players were sitting out there watching them fight. The coach came out the building and told all of us to go to practice. But starting like that and going into senior year with all these interracial couples, it just 360.
Yes.
And we were just so tight. Everybody, black, white, Puerto Rican, we were just so close. And I remember that because of the chaos that it started and how beautiful it ended.
In order to get there. Yeah. What's so crazy about that is, I can look back and go on Facebook and some of the white brothers that I grew up with, they still ain't
in touch with them.
Exactly, man. So, it's a good thing, but...
Well, right now, I have more white people helping me than black. I'm on the front line. Where your brothers at? Except for the Expressway 7.
Yes,
Shout out. But,
yes.
It's amazing how things have changed.
Yeah,
yes.
It was a beautiful thing, man.
So, I want to ask a question about these schools, because... Often, the historical black schools with all the history in it, so children can see where they came from and what you went through and where they're going. I just wonder, why do they destroy them and demolish them versus renovation and saving the history?
Yes.
And they do this all the time in Atlantic City with almost 4 schools.
Yes.
And they have the historical. So I'm wondering, what engineer gives them the information to say is better to destroy it than to renovate?
Well, you know what? It's not even about that. It's about the property that they sit on.
Good point.
That's all it is.
Yep.
Because if you look at Pleasantville, it's about that property. When you look at Old Atlantic City High School, being right there in the middle where it was at, and the access to everything, it's about the property. And you look what's there now, they done tore it down, and what they do, they put a college. Right. It's a college right in that area, right?
It's got something to do with Atlantic Care, too.
Because they're not supposed to put nothing there that can make a profit.
Exactly.
So it have to be a school or a firehouse or something like that. But at the same time, like you said, location. And the college is the only thing you can actually put there.
And then they come up with this eminent domain stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, well, look at all the brothers and sisters who lost their very nice houses in Atlantic City because they wanted to build
that tunnel.
That the tunnel was not even necessary. That's crazy. And they offered them this little bit of money to move them out. And I'm saying, suppose they was all white. I don't think they would have a tunnel.
No, it wouldn't have been there.
Well, at the same time, why did they accept the money?
Yes.
They have to accept the money.
Yes.
Yeah.
They could have said, no. I'm not accepting money. It's the principle.
But that strip was like the best housing, and I mean, they won awards for having it so clean.
Exactly. Yeah. But like you said, and what we're talking about, all it was going to do was put in eminent domain and move them anyway.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So when it comes to our neighborhoods, that's what they do.
So let's
it's just like, I just want to say, it's just like back in the day when you look at all of the highways and the freeways, what they did was they set them straight through the black neighborhoods that were thriving at the time, and that's how they did that. They separated it, boom, that was a separation from black and white, and
everybody wonder why we want reparations.
Yes.
Now,
Go
I want
ahead.
to get back to you. The other part of the question is, you went inside, and I don't know what for reasons, but how long did you do, and what was your plans when you was in there all that time, saying what you're going to do when you come out?
Well, unfortunately, I went in there because certain things I would not reveal to the prosecutor. So they kind of like made an example out of me. But while I was in there, I had my family, I had God, and I stayed busy. I was a school teacher. I was a president of the literacy program, and I started a Spanish course in there. And we got to recognize, it's called a life program. Literacy is for everyone. And we got recognized by the president at the time. I forgot what year, but he made us a point of light. And the civilians that were involved got to go to the White House and eat dinner with them because of us, because of the program.
And when you say civilians, you mean?
Our employees.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good model, man, and I'm glad you was part of it, putting Pleasantville on the map.
Yeah, they said, well, we had a guy that wouldn't allow gang members into these programs, and he was the president at the time, but he got transferred to another institution. They voted me in. I didn't really want to do that, but they voted me in, so I took it on, and I went to all the gang members and told them that under my watch, it's going to be different. You can come, you can get educated, but you cannot bring any gang material. If you bring any gang material, there's no questions, you will be out, and there's no, coming back. So in the 5 or 6 years I was the president, they only had one incident where we had to dismiss a guy because he brought gang. But they were, but they were wondering why I was so hard on them. I told them I had already been educated, been to college before I got there. So why not share knowledge? Because they had a rate of like 76% of the guys were illiterate. I did my own survey and was way higher than that. And some of the guys quit because I was really hard on them. But the guys that made it, got their GEDs, got their high school diplomas, they all hugged me at the end of the year because they said, now I know why you were so hard on us.
Yeah, I remember.
And I get emotional about it because we had dignitaries from the street come in. Yeah. The mayor, Department of Corrections Commissioner, all kinds of people came in there. And every year I had to give a speech. And one lady, Kent Manahan from New Jersey Network News, she asked me why I don't have anything written down. You always get to speak. I told him I always pray and I just let it flow. So I figured God is using me as a vessel to deliver a message.
Yes. And I just want everyone to understand, I'm going to let Mr. Young keep going with this here, but the reason why I know it was a great idea for us to have this brother here was because, you deal with a lot of brothers that go inside and come back out, and they sit around and they go back in again. And this is an example of what can be done. Not only is he here, but he's writing a book. Am I correct?
Yeah.
He's writing a book, so he's doing some positive things. And, we have to set an example to let these young men know that regardless of what happens, you can always go to the, come out and start over again and make things better for yourself. So,
Correct. And you can call Line of Community Engagement at 609-641-8870. And I wanted to ask you that question because what happened, I used to go in the side of prisons with lifers. And as with the NAACP, I was a prison project coordinator.
Yes.
So I would go in there to organize them so they could help with the rights and everything. So I used to go in Trenton State. And one thing
That's
about
where he was at.
Yeah, and one thing when I went in there, they used to say, well, the guys would say, well, you on your own. I said, what do you mean? He said, we ain't going in there. We may not come back out. I said, you're right, because you in there with lifers, right? So I had to come in there being brave, having faith, and telling the truth.
Yes.
Because them brothers can see through a lot.
Yes. Oh, no question.
But I was under Commissioner Brown. I know you remember him.
I remember.
He had a lot of programs in there, and they was talking about cutting them. And what happened, I got the whole budget, and we gave it to all the brothers in there. They went through that, Tone Henshaw and all that. They went through that like a book. I said, this is y'all money. You know what I mean? Because you people on the outside paying taxes, you pay for. But a lot of programs continue. Them brothers came home. You guys was part of the Lifers program. We meet them at the gate. And if you ever want to see something, a crying and a spiritual moment, is when you see over 100, almost 1,000 years of brothers being incarcerated together.
I got that on video the day I came home.
Yeah. And we'd be out there in the cold. The families be there. We would give them, something, to wear.
What's so funny though? The day I was released, the officer was handing out paperwork to guys, and all the guys that were coming out that day, they were going to other prisons. I was the only one going home. So he's asking questions like, where you going? Where you going? When he got to me, he asked me where I was going. I said, that does not concern you. He said, you can't tell me where you're going. I was like, I don't have to. I said, read my paperwork. And he looked at it. He said, oh, You maxed out. I said, yeah. May I have my paperwork now?
Right.
But before that even happened, an officer that was waiting with us, he was saying, some people are not out there, so you may have to come back another day. And I just spoke up and told my people ain't going nowhere. They waiting for me to come out. And when I got out there, first person I saw was Mom.
Mom.
Yeah.
So that's where I want to get to, man. You know, knowing you, and how many years, Mickey, did you
40.
do? 40?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's basically because I wouldn't snitch.
Man, oh man, oh man. So that feeling when you got out, man, you know, like...
It was just a relief. But, you know, I'd already made peace with things that had happened. And if I had to do it again, I would do the same thing.
Yes. Yes.
And when I got cancer and it was gone, and I stopped playing with God and gave my life to him, everything just started working. I mean, like that. Sometimes I get so many blessings, man. I actually go home and cry.
Yes.
Spiritual tears.
Yes.
Because God's been really good to me. And I want to share that.
Some of my plans is, you know, being a mentor. Some of my plans are speaking to troubled youth, to keep them out of them places. Mm-hmm. One of my dreams is to have corrections officers in the unemployment line. That's one of my big dreams.
Yeah. That's big.
And as far as that book is going, I've been in touch with Tyler Perry, and he shows some interest. So I'm gonna stay on him, and if I can get him on board, you'll see it.
Yes.
I just wanted to mention another one of your comrades, one of your brothers. We met at the gate the other day from Atlantic City, Ramaja.
Okay.
Akawabutu.
Yeah.
And me and Taiwa. That's Taiwa's brother.
Ukawabutu.
Akawabutu. And we met him at the gate in Trenton State Monday. This was Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Yes, with the family and everything. So we still continues to go to the brother's home.
Yeah, that is a beautiful program, man.
Yeah. So and he's doing well, but you know, while he was in there, you know, he can't see at this point. But
he was losing his sight when I was in there.
But he helped a lot of brothers, man. He boxes full of material after all those years.
Well, a lot of us got involved with that law library because of Ronnie Long.
Yes, Ronnie
and
Long.
They say that he's one of the best jailhouse lawyers, but he's better than some lawyers that's actually practicing for real. Yeah. And you have a lot of different firms are trying to hire him right now in Pennsylvania, where he lives, and in New Jersey.
Yeah. And Ronnie Long is like from Atlantic City. Good brother. I met him when I went inside, and they don't forget you who came in there. You know what I mean? But Ronnie Long is helping us out as well. When I say he helped a lot of people get out of jail before he got out.
Yes.
And guess what? Some of those people never reached out to him.
Yep.
It's like I know at least 9 people that he got out that had life. And only one of those 9 reach out to him.
Yep.
To really thank him.
Yeah, but I told him don't even worry about that because you're going to get your blessings anyway.
Exactly.
And he has a big lawsuit going on now, and he has the best lawyer in the state, is Robin Lord.
Yep.
And they're talking millions of dollars they owe him for wrongful conviction and being incarcerated for 35 years for something that he did not do.
And what's so crazy is that I'm looking at him and looking at one of the brothers that went in there with him at the same time, and they both got out not long after each other, and the other brother's back in. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you look at that situation, you know, the strength that you have, and like you said, the blessings that you've gotten from God, you know, to give you that strength to do what you're doing.
He will definitely provide you for everything you need, and every day I ask him to make me a better man than I was yesterday.
Yes. So, you know, some of our, you know, I'm hoping that some of our youth are listening, you know, especially some of the fellas that are out there running and doing their thing, to understand that 40 years is a long time. And everybody's not as fortunate or as strong as he is to come out here. And when your feet hit the ground, your feet hit the ground and you were running, man.
Because I had already made plans before I got out.
Yes.
I was already planning on what I was going to do. And it only took me like maybe 2 months to get a job. And the guy that hired me, Kelsey, he was like, you should have came the same day you came home. He's happy to have me there. Yeah. I'm happy to be there.
So what are you doing?
I'm doing a little everything.
Yes.
You know, they gave me a title with no raise, but you know, I'm helping out, and eventually they'll see my worth.
Yeah, man.
good.
So you've been out. You've been released for how long? How long?
I came home August 22.
Of
August 2022.
Oh, 2022.
And a matter of fact, I came out on one of my sisters, who's a registered nurse, Sean.
Sean, yeah.
I came out on her birthday.
Yes.
And she was like, "It ain't about my birthday, it's about you, bro."
That's amazing. What a birthday present.
And Cubby's birthday is the very next day, the
Yes.
17th. I came out on the 16th.
Yes, because you how old, Mickey? 61.
I'm 68.
68. So his sister Sean and Faye, you know, we were all the same age, man. So, you know, we were young and everything. We all grew up around each other, man. Yeah, amazing.
So tell us, how was it when, you know, because you was there during COVID, you were almost getting ready to come home, and also the situation with George Floyd. What was the feeling inside? Because you guys couldn't reach us to help us.
Yeah, but the guys, they wanted to do something to the officers, and I was one of the main guys who stopped all that. I said, that's nonsense.
Yeah.
These officers did not do that.
Good point. Good point.
There he is.
Blessings.
There he is.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing there, young man?
Running like a racehorse.
Bishop Johnson, thank you so much. Thanks for coming. This is Bishop Johnson, this is Mr. Mickey Gerald, and I think you know Mr. Young over there.
Yes.
You can sit right in between them if you don't mind.
Okay. Thank you. Excuse my.
And this young lady is Miss East. I was getting ready to come out there and look for you.
I was at the nursing home dealing with some issues. It slipped my mind.
Did it really? I knew I should have called you. You told me to call you.
You said you were going
You
to call.
told me to call you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so now we have Bishop Johnson that just walked in, and I'd like for you to go ahead and say a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
I don't do well talking about myself.
You sound just like Umar the other day, right?
But what we learned is that if you don't talk about yourself, who will?
Well, it seems that there are a whole lot of people talking about me, so I really don't have to talk about
Yes,
myself.
yes.
But I am the pastor of the Grace Tabernacle Church, 224 Shadeland Avenue, Pleasantville, New Jersey. We have been established in 1977. I am a resident of Atlantic City. I was born in Jersey City. I arrived in Atlantic City
My mother and father's from Jersey City, born
in the
Jersey.
spring of 1950.
That's amazing.
And so I've been here since 1950, between here, Jersey City, and South Carolina. And so I
Those are
have
my roots, South Carolina.
I have a taste of Jersey City living, Atlantic City living, and good old South Carolina living.
Yes, yes.
And so I have gained a lot by having traversed through those different areas and their cultures and their social behavior.
Yes.
And so I've learned a lot from that. I've been here in Atlantic City, like I said, in the spring of 1950, when the trolleys was running down Atlantic Avenue.
Yes.
So I do gather a lot from that and the change that has taken place in the Atlantic City area.
You've seen a lot, huh?
Yeah.
I have seen quite a bit.
It was so funny. I have to say this, Mickey. We're sitting in the barbershop. He comes in. No, he was coming in. I just happened to get up and have to go to the door, right? So I open the door, and here he's walking down. So I said, man, you know, God sent me to open this door for you, right? Right? So we started from there. We started messing with each other.
Yes.
He sits down, and he's looking at me, and I'm talking. And I said, he told me who he was. I said, well, Bishop, I'm Tony Davenport. He said, boy, I know who you are. He said, you look just like your father.
And Bruce.
Yes, that's just what he said. So
Yes.
right there, things started rolling, and we started discussing Pleasantville. So that was it. We were stuck on that. And I told him, I said, me and Mr. Young are getting ready to have some issues talking about Pleasantville on our show. And he said he would love to come in because that was what he brought up about how Pleasantville has changed and what can we do to make it a better place. So this is Mickey Jurl. The Jurls,
yeah, I know the
Jurls.
I know the Jurls.
Yes, he does.
Excited to meet you, sir.
Yes.
You know, the young man's just getting home from doing 40 years, and he hit the ground running. He's doing great, and I was so happy knowing that you were going to be here along with him so that you could talk a little bit and, you know, we can discuss things and you can give him some encouragement on what he's doing.
Oh, yes. Tell me exactly, what are you doing? What is your goal for Pleasantville?
Well, I want to see some of it come back the way it used to be. So anything that I could do to help that happen, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it.
Talk louder.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help Pleasantville get back on the map like they used to be.
Well, Pleasantville is not going to return as it used to, but we can take it where it is and make it a better place.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's important, that our heart becomes where we are, and our love for the environment that we're in and what we can do to change that environment.
Yes.
And it takes a person. One person can change a nation.
That's true.
One person can set the course for a generation. It only takes one little desire, and one convinced two, and two convinced three, and so on and so on. A vision has to take place in the heart and the mind of a visionary. And once that does, it becomes a burning fire in their belly. A consuming fire just engulfs them, a desire to make a difference. And that urging can become contagious. And once you get someone else to see the vision, and then they get someone else to see the vision, sometimes it's not instant, but it's a gradual process. And again, relishing the good things that comes out of the process, and then convinced that that is the path we need to take. And so, again, Pleasantville can change.
Will change.
And will change if there are enough people with the heart of change.
Yes.
Consumed in their bosom. Again, we can take people from various ethnic backgrounds, because Pleasantville is a conglomerate of people coming from everywhere. And so, reaching out to them, I meet people every day. In fact, it seems I'm contagious because people are gravitating to me, and I only sometimes have a moment with them.
Yes.
But my favorite saying is blessings.
Yes.
Because if you speak blessings over the life of a person, it doesn't matter what condition they're in. If you declare a blessing over their life, that will encourage them to seek the blessing that you have pronounced over them. And sometimes blessings come in small measures. And relish the small things. Yes. And so everywhere I go, my key cliche is blessings. And someone asked the question, why would you pronounce blessings on people who are going contrary to the law, people going contrary to nature, people going contrary to the things that are in the norm? And you say blessings upon them? Well,
They need it the most.
the God that I serve, if he declares a blessing on a wayward person, and that person turns around and then blesses someone else, and because they've been blessed, and they didn't deserve to be blessed, but then they realize that somebody declared they're blessed, and something is chasing you. The Bible says blessings will chase you. They'll come after you. So what's coming behind me? Blessings.
Yes.
And when blessings overtake you, then you feel the urge to share what is overtaking you.
Amen. I've been there.
So this joy I have. The world didn't give it to me, and the world can't take it away. And so having that feeling of optimism, that feelings of hopefulness, those persons who feel there is hope, you need to tell somebody that things aren't as bad as they seem. You need to tell somebody that things are going to get better. I don't care what the world is saying. I don't care what the community is saying. If thou canst believe, the Bible says all things are possible. So then, I don't care how low you are, I have to get you to possibility thinking.
Well,
yes.
That's an honor and a blessing to be in your presence.
Thank you.
Definitely is. And you're right about the blessings. Often we come in contact with our young people.
Yes.
They don't see no faith.
Yes.
They don't see no, but they do see the blessings when they come.
Yes.
Because we have to remind them what a blessing look like. It don't always come in money and material things. It can become, something that happened to you that happened the right time, the right way.
Yes.
And we just got to, as a community, like you said, Pastor, find out what we have in common that's right, and let's strengthen each other on that.
And it's so funny, Steve, because what we talked about was the black community, and how do we come together and stop some of the bickering that's going on. The other night, Tuesday, I just looked at it yesterday.
Yes.
And watched the board meeting, and to watch some of the negativity. And I had to call up some of the board members and say, listen, you just don't know, I'm proud of you the way you handled what you had to go through. You know what I mean? But, I'm watching it, and we have the adults up there acting like children and putting our children in harm's way because they're not getting the education that they deserve. So how do we as, black men in the community deal with this situation where we have some of our black men and some, people just basically disrespecting our way of life and, tearing us down, and we see other portions of the community rising and we're just staying stagnant, So how do we as a people come together and get this job done?
Well, it's happening, not on a grand scale, but it is happening. We have men who are standing up and reaching out to young people.
Yes.
By precept and example, telling them and showing them. It's happening, but not to the degree that it needs to happen.
Yes.
But we do have young men who are standing up and say, I don't want these young people to go down the path that we went down.
Yes.
There has to be a change, and I can exhibit that change through my behavior and through my encouragement in their life, and giving them a pat on the back and telling things are going to be better, and then seeking out ways that you can contribute to their lives. I've dealt with teenagers. I mentioned to you when we were in part of the Fellowship of Churches, and Reverend Hendricks and I and Reverend Burton, and Reverend Burton came with the idea about stopping the young kids who are first-time offenders and stopping them before they get caught up in the system and extending hope. That alternative to detention program was one of the greatest programs that Reverend Burton and Reverend Hendricks asked me to join with them in. And I'm going to just tell you real quick capsule of it. It was 80% success. There was no program that's 80% success.
Outstanding.
This program was designed to incorporate the child, the parent, and the system as a team.
Yes.
And that worked.
Yes.
Because what the system did was said to the parents, the prosecutor wants to send the child away for a heinous infraction. But the ministers have a program. If he goes through the program, the prosecutor will then look at him from a different perspective, and then perhaps waive the charges that he's intending to place on him.
But one thing you told me that was the key was this. was that they also said that if the child does act up or doesn't go along with the agreement, then the parent was going to be held partly responsible. Am I correct?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So therefore, those are the type of things that trigger these parents to make sure that the children was something that we had naturally, was respect for our elders. Nowadays, you know, you have to find a way to make them understand that respecting your elders is a beautiful thing.
And one thing that the pastor said is that, you know, it's a family thing and it's a community thing.
There you go.
It's hard to deal with the child without dealing with the parent. So it's about family. And that's what made the ministers program successful.
Here's how the program was really successful.
Yeah.
Is that they brought the parents in and say, do you want your child to be incarcerated? And the answer was no. Well, the program requires the parent and the child be an equal participant in the program. Ask the child, do you want to go away? The judge and the prosecutor is ready to send you away. Do you want to go away? And the child says no. Do you want to sign up for the program? The child says yes. Mother, do you want your child to go away? No. Are you willing to sign up for the program? Yes. What the program did was it authorized the mother to act as an advocate of the court. And the mother was to make sure that whatever the kid signed up for, that he participated 100%. And if he failed, the mother was to report it to the minister or to the officer in charge. An infraction, and if the mother failed to report an infraction, that's an infraction against her.
Yes. Now, there's one thing, I just want to say this real quick because I hear you keep saying mother, and I know that, what is the reason for that? Because I know there were fathers involved also, but, you know, with the...
Yes, but primarily,
yes,
unfortunately,
broken homes.
the persons that stood up and said, I will, was the mother.
Yes.
We would hope that it would have been mother and father. We would hope that it would have been father. But now here's the way this thing worked. If the mother told the child an assignment to do, and the child failed to do it, when the officer or the minister called up, he or she was to report that. If we say you're in the house by this time and you can't go back out after you come in or whatever that assignment was, that child had to follow the mother's dictate. And if she failed to follow and she fails to report it, she could be charged. So she can't hide from you after you have broken from the infraction of the law. So mother can now be mother. She can tell her child what to do,
yes,
and the child will do it.
Yes.
Because not only will the child get in trouble,
so will you.
If mother hides it from him, then she's in trouble.
Yes.
So she protects herself by turning her son in.
That's amazing.
He protects his mother by doing what's right.
Exactly.
Okay, I have to get ready to go leave and go to another meeting, but I just wanted to say everything you've been doing all these years, and you're 19 years old, right, Pastor?
I'm on the 80s.
God bless you.
Yeah, bless you.
I'm ready to be set out to pasture.
Not yet.
But I wanted
got
to.
some plans for you.
I want to thank you both because you know, it's always the people that's been through issues
Yes.
that has the experience to solve the problems.
Yes.
And we got to let our listening audience know and our children know that your experience that you went through, no matter how bad it was, let's take out the good of it.
Exactly.
And move forward and network and with people that went through it like you.
Yes.
Because most people don't want to listen to you if you haven't been through it like they have.
Yes.
And all of us been black and catching hell. So I'm going to leave that with that. So thank you very much.
All I want to add to that is that I'm proof God exists.
we're sitting here talking. Hey, Brother Steve, you be safe, and I'll definitely talk to you
Bless you.
later on tonight or tomorrow.
Bless you.
All right?
I appreciate
Love
Ronnie
you,
has
man.
your
Appreciate
information,
it.
right?
Thank you.
All right.
Ronnie has your information?
Yeah,
Okay.
And I'll send you the picture.
Yes, please do.
All right. But, you know, Pastor Johnson, this brother here was like is an older brother to me. And, you know, we're like family. Our families are like family.
Right.
And he went through an unfortunate incident, and he's done 40 years, but he's back here now.
Oh, my goodness.
40 years, you can imagine. You know, you're talking about 50 years, so, you know, he's done that. And he's back here. He's making a great example of himself. And I wanted to make sure that the community understands that you can fall, but it's whether you get up or not.
Yes.
A lot of people, especially in the job site, they're starting to gravitate towards me because they see something different.
Knowledge. Yes, experience.
And the musicians that come in, most of them, I'm friends with them. So this one saxophonist, his name is Sam. The first time he came in there, I just looked at him. He looked at me. We made eye contact. I walked over. I said, "What's your name, bro?" He said, "Sam." I said, "You play that sax?" "Yeah." So I said, "Can I pray for you?" I prayed for him. He said, "I inspired him."
Yes. Yes.
So at the end, I told him, "You know Kenny G, right?" He was like, "Yeah, I know him. You're going to be better than him."
Yes. Yes.
He was like,
I was so
now
glad.
every time he comes in there,
Yes.
we do a little prayer before he gets on there.
Yes.
The guy is so good. You guys got to hear
I didn't
him.
know you was over there. I'm coming over there
Yeah,
now.
you got to hear him, man. He can play.
But I wanted you to give him some inspiration and talk to him because of what he's going through. And I know where your heart's at, Pastor
Yes.
Bishop. So,
No, I enjoy hearing
yes.
his struggle
Yes.
and the fact that he's rebounding. Anyone can fall. It's not how you fall. It's how you get back up.
That's right.
And because God is our strength, God is our hope.
God is our everything.
Look to the hills from whence cometh our help. Our help cometh from the Lord who makes heaven and earth. God makes himself known every day. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. God makes himself known even in the very element. And so when you can see God in the clouds, see God in nature, see God around you, and then when you fall, know that there is hope and help. You see, and when you do that and give somebody else some hope, don't be pessimistic, be optimistic. See the glass half full. I usually say see the glass full because it's always full. Even an empty glass is full.
Yes.
How's an empty glass full?
Open it, fill it up.
Oxygen and air is in the glass. And when you put water in it, you displace the oxygen.
Yes.
And whatever left of space in the glass is filled by oxygen.
Yes. It's so funny, Bishop. Me and him we were talking today, and he was telling me about he got out and then he had to deal with cancer. And I can remember when my son was passing from cancer, and you know, I'm dealing with that and going through that. I'm trying to deal with my family, my wife. My dad had just had a stroke, and we're dealing with that situation. And Leo McAllister got killed on a motorcycle, right? Me and Leo were cool. We all grew up together, but we never were really that close. But after my son's funeral and everything, he saw me somewhere, and he came over and grabbed me. He said, "Tone, man," he said, "you know, I don't know how you did that." He said, "I watched you in there." He said, "All you did was take care of your family." And it started made me cry because he said, "Man, I didn't see you cry. So I've cried enough on my own." And he said, "I just don't understand how you did it." I said, "Hey, well, man, I don't understand how I did it either, but I know it was God that strengthened me to get through that." I said, and I always realized that, you know, even when I didn't know what I was doing, when people saw it, I'm like, wow, God was really carrying me. When you talk about that thing about the footprints, and there were two sets, and then there was one. No, he didn't leave you. He carried you, and that's what he does. He carries you through things, man.
He carried me through a lot.
Yes.
And I just want to say that, you know, one of the reasons why I don't want our youth going to prison, because it's not easy at all, bro. Nightmares. everything happens in there. You know
Tell
what I'm saying?
man, because that's why you're here.
Murders,
yes,
rapes, all that stuff happens in there, man. You do not want to send your
kids. And people think it's a joke. These young kids think it's a joke, and it's
not.
So this is something that they need to hear.
It's extremely dangerous in there, and you have officers that have literally gotten away with murder inmates. So I'll do anything I can to keep the youth out of jail. They don't need to go in there, man.
So, Bishop, what I'm asking, and, with us being here, and I know where your heart's at, I'm setting up a thing where we're going to have a community town hall meeting. But what I want to come out of that is I want to get a group of men that are going to stay together and, deal with our children and deal with the issues that they're going through. People talk about, the stuff with the politics and all of this stuff. The only reason why I got involved in politics and I started with the school board was because of my love for our children, And even when I got on city council, my whole goal was to reach back and try to make our school system better because our children are our future. And there are a lot of people that are only involved in this here for their own personal agenda, their own personal gain, and things of that nature. And, I just want to get with some people, somebody that's like-minded, that I know that I don't have to be the one out there doing it. Me and you talked about that, you know what I mean?
Passion.
Somebody to, hey man, go sit down, I'll handle this today. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I look forward to the day when we are together and we're united and we can form our group, man, to change the city. Not only Pleasantville, but Atlantic City and every other place around.
We're all connected.
Yes. Yes.
And it's very important that we recognize that no man is an island.
Yes.
No man stands alone.
Yes.
We need one another.
Yes, we do.
And we ought to pull ourselves together, we pull our resources together, pull our brain power together, come up with ideas and ways that we can inject ourselves into situations and make a tremendous difference.
Yes.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bishop Johnson, Brother Mickey Gerald, my brother, man, so good to see you again. The first time I saw him was at our class reunion we had. So I want to thank everyone, even though we didn't get any calls today. This was a beautiful show. And
thanks for the
this
invite.
is something that we're going to do again. So go ahead.
Thank you for the invite, and like I said, you can count on me, bro.
We'll be back again. God bless you, Bishop Johnson.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you, everyone out there. See you next week.